Student, good morning. My name is Ashraf Imam. I will teach standard 10th English language paper first. Chapter 1, remaining part of this chapter I will teach. Topic name is subject, verb and agreement. In this chapter I will discuss about subjects, verb and agreement. For it means the remaining part of the rule of this chapter I am going to teach you the student. Please listen to me carefully. First, subject is a relative pronoun. In that we have to use verb agrees in number and person with the antecedent of the relative pronoun. For example, I am the boy who has won the gold medal. It means the boy is the singular, so I have after boy I have used relative pronoun who. And after that the boy is a singular, so I have used singular verb. Second example, my is one of those men. Here before relative pronoun, men is plural, so I have to use in this sentence plural verb. Take advantage of others. Second rule, another rule I am going to teach to you, that is a relative noun when refers to the collection separately as individual of which it is formed, so we have to use plural verb. Example, the crew were taken prisoner. In this, that is I have used plural verb. Second example, the jury are reconsidering their decision. In this, I have also used plural verb because a collective noun when refers to the collection separately, that refer separately as individual which it is formed, so we have to use plural verb. Student, a collective noun when refers to the collection as whole, then we have to use singular verb. It means one example I am going to quote before you. The crew was large. Here I have used singular verb. Collective noun dash does for the whole. Crew was the whole person, so it will have to use singular verb. Second, jury has given it verdict. Here also take the whole, collection of a whole, so we have to use singular verb. Next is the rule I am going to teach the student, subject, verb and agreement. When a noun denotes the name of a place, an institution or the title, of a book. Title of a book. It means we have to repeat it. That is the title of the book. Title of the book. Title of the book. So we have to use singular verb. Example, Udaipur is a place name. Here I have used is known for its lake place. Second, Gulliver's Travels is a book. Here I have to use singular verb, is an interesting book. So this is the rule which I have told to you. Subject, verb and agreement. When a noun denotes the name of a place and institution or the title of the book, so we have to use singular verb as I have used to you. Note. Some important notes I am going to tell to you student about subject, verb and agreement. One is an order is followed for placing subjects of different person in a sentence. Generally, the order used is second person, third person and first person. Second person it means you, third person he, she, and fourth person I or we. One example I am going to quote before you. Second person you, third person she and fourth person I shall have a party tonight. It means an order is followed for placing subject of different person in a sentence. Generally the order used is second person, third person and first person we have to use, that is the plural verb have now. Second now, however in case of a sentence where a confession is made, the order is reversed. First person, third person and second person. There are 1, 3 and 2. Here for example, I, she and you have told a lie. It means order reverse. I have changed the order will change. Second, either I or you are the culprit. According to the nearest to the verb, it means the subject is a plural, so we have to use plural verb or singular verb. Now here the you is a before or after or you has been written, so we have to use plural verb are the culprit. In the both the above cases, the verb agrees to the person nearest to it. In the both the cases, here the verb agrees with the person nearest to it, that is I. Here the verb agree with the I. Here verb agree with you. In this sentence, verb agree with you. Nearest to the sentence, so that is the you. This is very important to you, student, to keep in mind. Whenever you use second person, third person and first person, nearest to the person, you have to use the verb. In the second idea, the fourth person, third person, second person, nearest to the person, you have to use the verb. Remaining some other important rules I will teach to you, the student. Some other rule I am going to teach to you. The plural noun followed by words expressing quality like number, of, majority, of, a lot of, it means many. This word is many. So we have to use plural form. Again I am going to repeat the rule before you. A plural noun followed by words expressing quality like number of, majority of, a lot of, it means many. So we have to use plural form. Example I am going to quote before you. A large number of women were present in the seminar. Next example, a number of students are absent today. Another example I am going to tell you before you, student. Please listen to me attentively and carefully. The majority of voters in the village are illiterate. A lot of books are lying on the floor. Next rule I am going to teach the student. A plural noun followed by words expressing mathematical figure like number of. So we have to use singular verb. Again I am going to repeat the rule to you, student. A plural noun followed by a word expressing mathematical figures or mathematical figure or expression, it means like number. So we have to use singular verb. The number of illiterate people, the number, so we have to use singular verb. The number of illiterate people is decreasing. Next, lots of. Rule is lots of. In that both singular and plural we can use in the lots of in singular. After lots of we have to use singular verb and plural. In both the cases we have to use. In both the cases, lots of water is wasted. Then singular, that is a quantity for quantity purpose. So we have to use material noun. It means uncountable noun water. So I have to use a singular verb. Second example, lots of people. That's a countable. So we have to use plural verb. Lots of people are still on road. Lots with an infinitive. Lots we can use with infinitive. That is a singular verb. Lots, if come with infinitive, we have to use singular verb. It means there is lots to be done on the project. Lots to be done, it means infinite. How much we have to done in the project, we do not know. In that infinite we cannot measure. In that sense we have to use singular verb with lots. When an indefinite number quantity is followed by of, non, good, great, deal of, most, of, plenty, of, a part of, a lot of, a couple of, rest of, a handful of, lots of. So we have to use singular with the singular noun verb and place after of, and plural with a plural noun place after all. If the singular noun comes, singular verb we have to use after of. If plural verb noun comes, plural verb we have to use after of. Example, plenty of water is required. Here the singular noun water after of. So here I have used singular verb. Second sentence I am going to repeat before you, student. I am going to tell to you, plenty of oranges Plenty of after plural noun comes, so we have to use plural verb. So plenty of oranges are needed to be make this dish. Next example, a couple of changes. Couple of changes is a of after changes is a plural noun, so we have to use plural verb. Couple of changes are required. A handful of men. The men is a plural noun, so we have to use plural verb. It means a handful of men agree with him. This is very important rules for us to understand about subject, verb and agreement. Now another important rule I am going to tell to you student. This is very important to you also. None means not any or not one when it is used with reference to a plural noun. Therefore, noun can have a plural or singular verb. A plural verb is commonly used. I had several pens. None can have a plural or singular verb. A plural verb is commonly used. Example I am going to quote before you student. I had several pens, but none. We can use were or was useful. If we use were or was, no problem. Both we can use. Singular verb we can use none after and plural verb we can use. None of followed by a plural noun or pronoun may have a singular or plural verb. Example I am going to quote before you student. I am going to tell to you. None of the apples are or we can use is tasty. None of my friends are singers and we can use none of my friends is singer. Is a singer. None of my friends is a singer. We can use none of my friends are singer. None of my friends are players and none of my friends is a player. Okay, now next I am going to teach errors due to proximity. What is error of proximity? Sometimes verb is full of error, or we can talk erroneously. Made to agree in a number and person with a noun nearest to it rather than to its own subject. This is known as the error of proximity. Such error should be avoided as each of the boys was given a book, because we have to start the sentence from each, so we have to use singular verb. And the subject is not boys, so we have to use singular verb. Second, the price of all the cars has risen. Here the subject is the price is a singular. I am going to tell you important rules of subject, verb and agreement. For if we weigh an indefinite number, quantity is followed by of plus noun. A good, great deal of, most of, plenty of, a part of, a lot of, a couple of, rest of, a handful of, lots of. Again I am going to repeat before you. When it's an indefinite number or quantity, number is not definite and quantity, it is followed by of, so we have to use noun, a good of, a great deal of, most of, plenty of, a part of, a lot of, a couple of, rest of, handful of, or lots of we have to use. In this rule we have to use singular verb with a singular noun placed after of and plural with a plural noun placed after of. If after of singular noun comes, we have to use singular verb, and after of plural noun comes, we have to use plural verb. Example student, plenty of water. Water is singular after of, so we have to use singular verb. Plenty of water is required. Second, plenty of oranges or plenty of books are needed. For example, we talk about plenty of oranges are needed to make this dish. Plenty of books are needed to distribute among the student. So plenty after noun comes plural, so I have used plural verb. A couple of changes. Changes is the plural, so I have to use here plural verb are required. Next student example, handful of men. Men is a plural noun, so we have to use plural verb agree with him. So these rules are very important for your student to understand. It means when an indefinite number quantity is followed by a noun plus noun, a good of, a great deal of, most of, plenty of, a part of, a lot of, a couple of, a rest of, a handful of, a lots of, we have to use student. As the example, in singular noun comes after of, we have to use singular verb. If plural noun comes after of, we have to use plural verb. So now student, today I have completed this chapter. Chapter first, subject verb agreement topic part 2. So please make a short note in your notebook, note down your notebook and listen this video carefully. In the next class, I will teach you the next chapter student. Thank you. Have a nice day.